Hello everyone, I'm Dean Kelley with the Georgia Transparency Coalition. I'm here today with Vikki Mills, who is a candidate for the District 1 House seat here in Georgia, which is a vacant seat that's been vacated by Colton Moore, who's running for the 53rd District. And she's a newcomer to politics. So Vikki, thank you so much for coming and meeting with us today.
Thank you so much, Dean, and I'm so happy and feel blessed to sit here with you in this beautiful area. And I just want to say thank you to our Lord, because Georgia has opened up and Tennessee has opened up, and so I'm thankful and praise the Lord that the suffering that has been going on over the Lenten season hopefully is now ending, and we can begin to recover. And especially all those families who have been out of work and have not had food or can't pay their bills, and there's so many that we don't even know about. So I ask God's blessing on all those families. Excuse me.
That's all right. Well, hopefully we'll get back to some normalcy in the coming days and weeks. Life get back to what it was, but sure makes us appreciate how we were able to live for a little while when we can't right now.
Goodness, yes.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
But anyhow, I want you just, for those that may not know you that well, I want you just kind of give people an idea of tell us a little bit about Vikki Mills.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Massachusetts, and I became RN in Massachusetts. I put myself through school. I paid for everything, worked my way through. My parents were uneducated. I have 3 brothers, and they were not educated either, and I was the first in my family to become a professional. I was very proud of that. I worked very hard. I worked in Boston at a Harvard-affiliated hospital. I worked in coronary intensive care. I worked there for 8 years, met my husband there. He was an intern when I met him. And, well, yeah, we met, and then there you go. Once we met, that was it. It's over. We've been married 33 years, and we have 5 beautiful children. I retired from my career to raise our children. Kendrick was very busy with the practice. I can say during those years I joined pro-life groups, because I am 100% pro-life. And I showed my children when they were old enough. I took them to march in Washington at the right to the March for Life. I can't even think of the word, but anyway. And I've so always been involved in pro-life issues. And then we moved several times because of my husband's job, and every time we moved somewhere I made sure I was connected to a pro-life group. And then we came here, excuse me, and we've been here now in Walker County for going on 8 years, starting 8 years. I have always loved politics. I was never directly involved in terms of doing a campaign or running for an office, but I was very much involved in other people's campaigns. Senator Diane Black from Hendersonville, Tennessee, I was very involved in her campaign. I loved her. I loved what she stood for. She was a wonderful woman. She was also an RN. I've always been involved in sort of making sure that I knew my candidates before I went to vote. I talked to my children. Our children knew this is how you vote. You use your God-given talents to understand what the people are standing for. And you have to be very careful that you make sure that they haven't given money to pro-choice organizations, so you have to do a little more investigating. But anyway, so that's sort of been all of it. My last child is 18, and she's going to leave us in August. And I said to my husband, I feel like this is a time now. I've given, I've raised these children. We've raised the children, mostly me, but anyway. And so I thought, I really think I want to get involved with the Walker County GOP and see where that takes me, and see where the Lord takes me. I don't know, but I'm up for anything. I was pretty wide open. And so I went, and I know you don't know the story, but we talked a little bit before we're back here.
Videoing, right?
So they got a little more insider information than you're going to get. But so I don't know, one thing led to another, and I decided that I had the time, I had the energy. In fact, Trump would call me high energy. I wear my 18-year-old kid out. I wear most of my children out. They're like in bed at 10, I'm still going until midnight. So a lot of energy. And so, because, and I keep mentioning pro-life because I think that's such a huge scar in our country, and the Lord is not happy with us, and we need to change that. And we've worked on it for now, how many years? 30, 40 years?
Well, since
It's
the
been
60s.
yeah, so it's been over 50 then. Oh my gosh. Anyway, a lot of good things on the horizon and that have happened. And so anyway, I decided to run so that I could write some legislation for the people of Walker and Dade County to help them. Certainly now in the recovery, well, economic liberty with recovery phase, we're obviously going to need that. There's just been so many people affected, and I almost feel a little guilty sitting here and chatting about who I am and what I plan to do, because really the priority is to get our people back to work.
Yeah.
That's like huge. And for those that are currently in power or have the ability to make things happen for these people, please, please, please get your plan together, do it fast, and help our people in their businesses, in their homes, everywhere. Anyway, so back to me. I'm more on the boring side. No. So then anyway, I decided, and I consulted with my husband and my kids, and they all said, Mom, go for it. You know, you bore us with your politics. None of them have any love for politics. So anyway, that's where I am right now. But
So what was the final motivating factor that pushed you over the edge, made you move?
I literally leapt out of the chair one day when I was watching the hearings where Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Nadler, and Shifty Schiff were trying to do a political coup.
Yeah.
I said, what is going on in our country? Are you kidding me? I mean, it was insane. I said, I'm like calling on my friends, the ones that are politically minded, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And anyway, that was it. I said, I'm not going to sit back and let AOC, Tlaib, the other two, I even forgot their names, push their agendas past socialism. It's communism. And I'm thinking, I don't even know how these people got elected. Like, who are these? Who are the people that elected AOC? What are they thinking? So there was a fundamental shift in our country. I must have been asleep when it happened. But we used to be a country for democracy and patriotism and love of country, and the American dream. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing, all this stuff going on. And I couldn't stand the media, attacking our president. And I thought, that's it. I've got to get involved. All right, I'll do it locally. And so I started, as I told you earlier, I started with the commission. I thought, might as well start at the bottom, because not that that's a bottom position, but I'm just saying in terms of, the hierarchy, I guess. I don't know, maybe there isn't one. I'm making it up. But anyway, so again, and fast forward, I changed my mind, and now I'm doing District 1. And I think there's sort of 4 points I'd like to make. One is, I am new, I am a fresh face, I have fresh ears, and I'm listening to my constituents. I call people about 80 to 100 a day.
Wow.
And they're telling me what they need. And that's who I need to be, that's who I work for. That's where I'm going to be working. I'm going to help them, and they're helping me by telling me, look, this is what we need. I think a lot of people go there to the Capitol and go, I'm going to do this because I believe in this, I believe in that. And that's important. But the priority is the people.
Yeah, that's who you represent.
That's who I represent. I want to know. You need to tell me. I'm not going to go up there and guess what you need. I really need to know. I've talked with commissioners, mayors, vice mayors, school liaisons. I haven't talked to everybody, but I've been very busy talking to Shannon. I've spoke to Shannon to get the feel for what people need. I've talked to police commissioners. So that's been enormous, an enormous plus, because I'm getting the sense of what the needs are. And they're varied. It's not all the same. It's not like there's just this one big need. And obviously the most important need at this point is people need to eat.
Yeah.
It's pretty important.
Again, they need to get back to work. Get the economy back up.
It's really interesting. 2 weeks ago, I put in 2 weeks ago, if you follow my Facebook, it is time to open Georgia in with a plan, phase it in.
Yeah.
You know, look at the numbers, look at the hot spots, and let's start opening it up. I got an amazing amount of criticism, which was really shocking to me. The criticism was greater than the people that said, "Oh yeah, we should do that," which was really very interesting. I would have thought just the opposite. And then now Kim comes out and does it anyway. So people will probably be.
Well, because you get to a point where the cure is more dangerous than the disease
Yes,
is.
exactly.
That's the point that you get to. That's where we're at now.
Exactly.
And like I said, we can all still wash our hands. We can all still wear gloves or masks if we feel like we need to. If you're elderly or if you've got some
Correct.
pre-existing conditions, then stay home. Don't go to the restaurants. Don't go out to the malls. Don't and you just be out when you have, which is what all of us are doing anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well, I really I don't like the experts saying we don't know how to think and we don't know how to act and we don't have common sense, which we talked about earlier too. It's just outrageous how they manipulate, and it's just outrageous. But anyway, it doesn't matter because Kemp is opening up the doors, and I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah, we just can't keep going the way we were going. And so the other thing about me being a fresh start is I was self-funded. I mean, I had a few checks for $100. I can even tell you I had 3 checks for $100 each. And so because of that, I mean, the rest I self-fund. So I don't owe anybody anything. I am my own person. I am tough when I need to be tough. I have a lot of compassion and empathy for people who are less privileged, and those are the people we need to help as well. So in that respect, I feel like I'm different. I'm not a rerun. I am brand new, and I am open, and I will listen, and I will try to meet the needs. You know, I talk to some of the constituents when I call them, and I'm like, well, we have needs and we have wants. Now, needs we could probably do. Wants is like the frosting on the cake. So we can't always do that. But anyway, and the second thing is, and I'm going to mention this because it's near and dear to my heart, is I'm 100% pro-choice. I'm also, life is from conception until natural death. I have a little concern sometimes about hospice. I know I'm getting off a little bit here, but sometimes I feel like hospice comes in and just gives them a lot of morphine or, a lot of narcotics and just like sort of slowly decrease their breathing. I have a little problem with that, but I don't work on
accelerate the death process.
Yeah. Now, I've not seen that directly. I've only heard through various people who had loved ones die. But anyway, I would like to end abortion. I'd like to turn over Roe v. Wade. Is that going to happen in my lifetime? Probably not, but I think it will happen in our kids' lifetime.
Well, this last legislative session, we did have the heartbeat bill, I guess it was called.
Yes.
And I think that was certainly a positive step forward in the right direction. Well, Vic, let's say you get elected and you get down there. What's going to be your priorities? What's going to be your goals? How are you going to go about doing business down there? How are you going to function down there?
I think the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I have what I need for my constituents, what they need. Then I'm going to, since I've never gone there before, obviously it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve on how to get the bills through and do this and do that, But in general, I think the most important thing for me is, and I think this will still be happening, and it should be happening, we still need to make sure we are taking care of our people who have gone through this depression, and it's going to continue because it's just not going to pop up. People aren't going to just pop up and it's all going to be good again. You know that. We all know that.
I'm really worried about some small businesses, some of these mom and pa's that maybe don't have the cash flow where they can even open their doors back up.
Absolutely. So let's talk about where we're going to get some money to help them. I know one area I'd like to chop right away when I go over there is that Hollywood tax credit? Yes, the Hollywood tax credit. That's a double feeder. When I see a double feeder,
well,
they get
when you
paid
look
twice.
at when you look at that bill, all the benefits from that's going back to Hollywood. It's not staying in Georgia.
It's not staying in Georgia. So I'm sorry, for 10 years we've done this, and they've made what? Millions of dollars that could go to our small businesses. I will fight. If I have to start legislation, I'll do it. I'll do whatever I need to do. I'll stand on a table and dance and jig. I don't care. But I want to get rid of that and give the money back to the Georgians. That's what I'd like to do. So anyway, there's all kinds. There's like little road repairs, and up on the mountain they need a fire engine, and the teachers need money. Of course they need money. And that's another thing. I would fight so hard. I have a daughter who's a teacher. She works for nothing. She works at a private Catholic school, and she has her master's degree. And I think she makes, I don't know, maybe 40,000, maybe. I know this. When she's done paying her bills every 2 weeks, she has $40 left. $40. That's it. And she is Miss Thrifty.
Wow.
It's just awful. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. We still, all these years, we don't pay our firemen, we don't pay our police, and we don't pay our nurses. Not our nurses. Actually, they get paid well. I get ready to be paid better. But anyway, so yes, I know Colton had done some things for the teachers, and I applaud that. I also applaud his, what's the word? Got a lot of chutzpah. I mean, he's not afraid to do what he thinks is right, even if it goes against, and I think I would align myself more that way, that I am a team player, but I'm an independent thinker. And if I see something that's not right or something that I need, I'll go for whatever I need to go get that. But I won't participate in something I think is going to hurt Dade and Walker County, because once again, that's why I'm there. They are my priority. And I just the other day had a little epiphany where I was praying and I realized what an awesome responsibility I have if I get elected. It sort of just fell on my shoulders, and I thought, wow, I'm doing all this campaigning and making sure I say this and make sure I say that and don't do this and don't do that and don't offend this one and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, really? All that's not important. What's really important is that I let my people know, Dade and Walker, I'm your girl. I'm going to go take care of this. I'm going to go take care of what you need. And that is the most important thing.
Yeah, and it's going to, when you get down there, one of the first things you're going to discover, which you may already know this, of course, is that for every legislator that's down there, you're going to have about 3 or 4 lobbyists.
Yes.
So the lobbyists are going to be leaning on you real heavy down there. Another thing you're going to discover is that us up here in northwest Georgia, we're one of the most conservative districts in the state, if not the country. But Atlanta is pretty liberal.
I know, yeah.
Atlanta's kind of like the San Francisco of the South.
Yeah.
So you got those two different kind of dichotomies that are going to be working against each other down there, representing our northwest Georgia values when you're down there in Atlanta, where some people may not share those values. Some of those.
Exactly.
So that's going to be something you have to learn to negotiate and build those relationships.
Yeah. I'm kind of, I don't like lobbyists just in general, because I feel like that, and they're buying your vote. Mm-hmm. They're not buying your loyalty, or maybe they are buying your loyalty. I don't know. I just don't think someone throwing money at me to convince me to do something, it's just not, that's not just not
well,
me.
you being self-funded is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because that means there's quite a few people that are running for office that I've talked to personally who don't really have any money. So they're going to be more likely to take the lobbyist contributions to their. And of course,
how do they do it? I don't even know how they do it. Do they just give it to the campaign?
Well, I mean, they contribute to it. Of course, all that has to be reported, and you can go to the website and you can look at what the contributions are to each and every candidate. And they should be. There should be full disclosure, transparency on that.
Yeah.
And everybody should do that. Really, they should go look and see who's giving money to these candidates, because that's where their loyalty lies, are the ones who are funding your campaign. Exactly.
I think the other thing that I didn't talk about, but I want to just touch upon, is the fact that I am 100% NRA. I'm doing it all. I'm working with them. No one's going to take away our guns. No one. No. So I will look through any legislation that even hints at, incrementally chipping, right, at the Second Amendment. So, and in fact, I filled out a questionnaire for the NRA. I don't know why I didn't hear back from them. I thought they were going to endorse me. Anyway, I haven't heard back from them. And I think the last thing is definitely economic liberty, no socialism, zero socialism. So in that respect, again, I would help in the recovery efforts with the governor. Oh, one thing. Well, I won't say that. Well, that's for another day. Another backyard talk.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we've been visiting with Vikki Mills. Hopefully it gives you a little bit better understanding of who she is, and you'll be hearing more from her in the coming days and weeks. And hopefully we'll be able to sit down and talk again in the future.
Vote
Thank
for
you so
me.
much.
Vote for me. Thank you.